That's a truth that at first feels uncomfortable. Most people run from problems, hide from difficulty, complain about obstacles. But here's what I've learned. The very things you wish would go away are often the very things that shape you, strengthen you, and make you valuable in the marketplace and in life. Early in my career, I thought success meant avoiding problems. If I could just find the easy road, I'd be set. But I quickly discovered that the easy road doesn't exist. Every path worth walking has resistance. Every opportunity worth pursuing has obstacles. And every goal worth achieving will test you. The secret is not in escaping the challenges. It's in embracing them because they add to your value. Think about it. If you solve easy problems, your value is small. If you solve tough problems, your value grows. People get paid for the size of the problems they solve. A person who learns to handle small challenges may earn a living, but the one who takes on the bigger, heavier, more complex challenges earns wealth, influence, and respect. The market rewards value, and value comes from challenges mastered. I met a young man once who wanted to double his income. He asked me what he needed to do. I told him, become twice as valuable. That didn't mean work twice as many hours or hustle twice as fast. It meant increase his skills, expand his mindset, and learn to handle challenges that others avoided. The bigger the challenge you're equipped to face, the greater your value. That principle never changes. Now, challenges don't just build value in the marketplace. They build value in your character. The person who avoids difficulty remains fragile. The person who faces it grows strong. Just like a muscle strengthens under resistance, so does the mind, the will, the character. Every challenge you endure, every problem you solve, every obstacle you overcome adds to your internal value as a person. I've learned to look at problems differently. When something goes wrong, instead of saying, "Why me?" I ask myself, what does this make of me? That question changes everything. Life is less about what happens and more about what you become in the process. Challenges are not punishments. They are assignments designed to develop you. So remember this, the challenge you're facing right now, whether in business, relationships, health, or personal growth, has within it the seed of increased value. If you'll embrace it, learn from it, and grow through it, it will pay dividends far beyond the discomfort it causes. Challenges add to your value if you let them. I remember years ago when I first entered the world of sales. Nothing went smoothly. I couldn't close deals. I stumbled through conversations. I came home discouraged, wondering if I had chosen the wrong path. But little by little, as I faced the resistance, I began to improve. Every rejection taught me something. Every mistake gave me a lesson. Every uncomfortable situation stretched me. Looking back, those early struggles were the very things that built my foundation. Without them, I would have had no skills, no resilience, no staying power. The challenge made me valuable. It's tempting to wish for fewer problems, but that's not the right wish. The right wish is for more wisdom, more skills, more strength. The problems are not going away. They belong to life. The question is whether you will grow big enough to handle them. A small person faced with a big problem collapses. A strong person faced with the same problem thrives. Your value comes not from the absence of challenges, but from your ability to deal with them. The person who can keep their head when things fall apart, who can find solutions when everyone else is panicking, that's the person who rises. A challenge in business may look like a setback to some, but to others, it's an invitation to grow. That's why some people use problems as fuel and others use them as excuses. The challenge itself is neutral. What matters is what you do with it. I once knew a man who built a successful company out of nothing. The secret wasn't that he had fewer problems than anyone else. Quite the opposite. He seemed to attract them. Supply issues, economic downturns, staffing troubles, you name it. He faced it. But each time, instead of folding, he learned. He got sharper, more creative, more resourceful. And with each problem solved, his value to the marketplace soared. He didn't curse the problems. He thanked them for making him into the kind of leader who could build something that lasted. Here's the lesson. Every challenge carries with it the chance to develop a new strength. And once you develop that strength, no one can take it from you. Money can be lost, opportunities can vanish, but the skill, the wisdom, the resilience built through challenge becomes permanent. That's real value. So if you're facing difficulties today, don't just see the pain, see the process. Don't just see the obstacle, see the opportunity. Don't just see the problem, see the person you can become by overcoming it. The reward is not just in the solution, it's in who you become along the way. Challenges add to your value because they shape you into someone capable of carrying more responsibility, solving greater problems, and making a bigger contribution. One of the greatest things challenges teach is discipline. It's easy to keep promises when everything goes smoothly. But when difficulties show up, discipline is tested. Will you still follow through when the road is uphill? Will you still honor your commitments when it costs more than you thought? Discipline built through challenge is discipline that lasts. Challenges teach patience. Everyone wants quick rewards, but life doesn't work that way. Growth takes time. A seed doesn't become a tree overnight. Challenges slow us down long enough to develop roots. Without patience, you can't handle the weight of future success. I've seen people rise fast only to collapse because their foundation was shallow. But when you endure challenges, when you learn to wait, to persist, to work without immediate reward, you become someone who can be trusted with bigger opportunities. And here's what else those tough times can do. It can change your perspective. See, that's important. Without challenges, people get spoiled. They begin to think everything should come easy. But the moment difficulty enters, they lose perspective, thinking they're cursed, thinking life is unfair. Challenges correct that thinking. They remind you that progress is earned, not handed out. They show you that every success carries hidden costs. And by facing those costs, you see the world differently. You appreciate what you have, and you respect what others had to overcome to get what they have. Think of a young person just starting out. If everything comes easy, they develop entitlement. But give them a few challenges, and suddenly they learn gratitude. They realize results are not automatic. They discover that growth requires effort, persistence, and humility. That perspective alone adds enormous value to a life. And so discipline, patience, perspective. These are gifts challenges bring. They don't come wrapped in shiny paper. They come disguised as obstacles, setbacks, disappointments. But once unwrapped, they become the very tools you need to build a life of value. Without them, success is fragile. With them, success is sustainable. Challenges don't just test you, they refine you. And the person who learns to endure them with discipline, patience, and perspective is a person who will always be valuable to a business, to a family, to a community, and to themselves. Challenges also have a way of unlocking qualities you didn't know you had. Resilience, creativity, and resourcefulness don't show up in comfort. They appear when you're stretched, when you're backed into a corner, when you're forced to find a way. That's when hidden strength comes alive. I remember a man whose small business was on the brink of failure. he had run out of options. The easy road was gone. Bankruptcy loomed. But in that pressure, he discovered creativity. He found new ways to market, new ways to serve, new ways to cut costs. Solutions he had never considered before became obvious because the challenge forced him to think differently. Months later, the business not only survived, but flourished. Without the crisis, he never would have discovered what he was capable of. That's the beauty of challenges. They demand more from you than you think you have, and in giving more, you grow. Resilience is built when you get knocked down and decide to rise again. Creativity is born when old methods fail, and you're pushed to innovate. Resourcefulness develops when you no longer have excess and must do more with less. Each quality adds to your value because they make you capable of handling situations that others cannot. Think about history. Some of the greatest inventions, movements, and breakthroughs came not from comfort, but from challenge. Pressure created innovation. Scarcity created resourcefulness. Adversity created leaders. The same principle applies to your life. Without challenges, you remain ordinary. With them, you discover extraordinary abilities that set you apart. A friend of mine once told me he hated the years when nothing seemed to go right. He faced one obstacle after another. But later he admitted those years shaped his confidence more than any season of success. He said, "I proved to myself I could survive it." That resilience stayed with him forever. Once you've been through fire and survived, the smaller struggles of life no longer intimidate you. That inner strength becomes part of your permanent value. Here's what I've learned. Comfort hides your potential, but challenge reveals it. Most people underestimate themselves. They think they can't endure, can't create, can't adapt. But when life pushes, when difficulties rise, suddenly they realize they're stronger than they believed. And once you discover that strength, you never forget it. So when challenges come, don't just ask for them to pass. Ask what they can pull out of you. Ask what creativity they can spark, what resilience they can build, what resourcefulness they can teach. Because those qualities don't fade, they stay with you, increasing your value for the rest of your life. Challenges are also the great test of commitment. Anyone can say they want success. Anyone can declare big goals. But when the difficulties show up, when progress slows, when the cost rises, that's when you find out who really meant it. Challenges separate those who dabble from those who are dedicated. I once worked with a man who was eager to start in business. He was excited, full of ideas, talking about how quickly he would succeed. But the first time he faced rejection, he was crushed. The second time, he almost quit. By the third, he was gone. His enthusiasm was real, but his commitment wasn't. Compare him to another man who began at the same time. He faced the same rejections, the same obstacles, but he stayed. He kept refining his skills, kept learning, kept adjusting. He proved his commitment not with words, but with endurance. Years later, he had built a career that outlasted the ups and downs. That's what challenges do. They ask you, how badly do you want it? If the answer is shallow, you'll walk away. If the answer is deep, you'll stay until the job is done. Every challenge is like a checkpoint, separating those who only flirt with success from those who earn it. Commitment is not tested in comfort. It's tested in adversity. A marriage isn't proven on the wedding day. It's proven in the years of trials, disagreements, and storms that follow. A business isn't proven in the excitement of launching. It's proven when the numbers are low, when customers leave, when tough decisions must be made. Character isn't proven in the spotlight. It's proven when no one is watching, and you choose to persist anyway. And here's the interesting thing. Every time you pass one of these tests, your confidence grows. You know you can be trusted to keep going. You know you are someone who follows through. That self-trust is priceless. It adds to your value because people will always count on someone who doesn't quit. Challenges don't just test your goals, they test your identity. Are you the type of person who gives up, or are you the type who grows up? Are you the type who complains, or the type who adapts? Are you the type who runs when it's tough, or the type who stays until it's finished? Every challenge gives you a chance to prove, not to the world, but to yourself, which person you are. So the next time you face resistance, don't resent it. See it as the proving ground of your commitment. If you can endure the challenge, you will not only reach your goals, you will become the kind of person worthy of those goals. And that is where true value lies. Challenges touch every area of life. They shape how you handle money, how you manage health, how you build relationships, and how you lead. You can't escape them in one domain while expecting growth in another. Wherever you go, challenges follow, because they are the tool life uses to increase your value. Take money. It's not just about earning. It's about handling setbacks. The person who can manage debt, ride out downturns, and still keep their plan intact becomes financially strong. Someone else may fold under the same pressure, but the one who learns discipline during lean times becomes trustworthy with greater wealth. The challenge adds value because it forces maturity in money management. Now look at health. Anyone can follow a program when they feel motivated. But what happens when energy dips, when time is short, when temptation is everywhere? That's when the challenge shows up. Overcoming those moments builds not just fitness, but resilience and self-control. The discipline gained from handling health challenges carries over into business, relationships, and every other area of life. Relationships, too, are strengthened by challenge. A friendship tested by distance, a marriage tested by conflict, a team tested by failure. If they endure, the bond becomes deeper. Trust is not formed when everything is smooth. It's formed when difficulties come, and you stay committed. Every challenge in relationships adds to the value of the connection, if it is faced with honesty and persistence. And leadership, this one may be the clearest of all. Leaders are not made by titles or positions. They are made by challenges. The person who can guide others through setbacks, who can stay calm under pressure, who can take responsibility when things go wrong, that is the person people will follow. Without challenge, leadership never matures. With challenge, leadership becomes invaluable. I once observed two managers during a company crisis. One panicked, blamed others, and lost the confidence of his team. The other faced the same situation, but stayed steady, admitted mistakes, and worked the problem until it was solved. Guess which one people trusted afterward? The second manager grew in value, not because he avoided the crisis, but because he handled it. So whether it's money, health, relationships, or leadership, the principle is the same. Challenges raise the stakes, test your abilities, and force growth. And if you choose to embrace them, each one adds something permanent to your value. Skills gained in finance, resilience gained in health, loyalty gained in relationships, credibility gained in leadership. They all accumulate into a life that cannot be easily shaken. At some point, each of us has to decide how we'll view the challenges of life. Will we treat them as curses, or will we see them as opportunities to grow? That decision matters, because challenges are coming either way. You can't buy your way out of them, you can't hide from them, and you can't wish them away. Life doesn't hand out ease. It hands out tests. And what you do with those tests determines your future. I've seen two people face the same difficulty with completely different results. One person gave up, grew bitter, and spent years talking about how unfair life was. The other used the very same difficulty as fuel. They asked better questions. They dug deeper. They worked harder. They came out stronger. Same challenge, two outcomes. The difference wasn't in the problem. It was in the response. Here's the truth. Every challenge is a fork in the road. One path leads to excuses, the other to growth. One path reduces your value, the other increases it. You can't control when the challenge shows up, but you can control whether it builds you or breaks you. And here's something important. Challenges don't last forever, but the value they add to you does. A season of hardship may pass, but the discipline, patience, perspective, resilience, creativity, and commitment you build will remain. Those qualities will serve you again and again in every future test. That's why you should never resent the season you're in. It may be the very season preparing you for the next level of life. I often tell people, don't wish for life to be easier. Wish to be better. Don't wish for fewer challenges. Wish for greater wisdom and strength to handle them. That shift in perspective changes everything. Instead of shrinking from obstacles, you lean into them. Instead of complaining, you ask, what will this make of me? That's how challenges become allies, not enemies. So here is the challenge for you. Stop running from the difficulties in your path. Face them. Learn from them. Let them shape you. Because the very things you think are standing in your way may be the very things designed to raise your value. The world doesn't reward those who escape challenges. It rewards those who endure them, grow through them, and come out stronger on the other side. I'm telling you, they add to your value. That's the truth. They may not feel like it while you're in them, but they are the very reason you grow. Without them, you remain the same. With them, you become stronger, wiser, more capable, and more valuable to everyone around you. Think about the strongest people you admire. Their stories aren't free of difficulty. They didn't arrive at success without scars. What makes them admirable is that they took their challenges and turned them into assets. They learned, they adapted, they endured. Their value didn't come in spite of challenges. It came because of them. So don't curse the problem you're facing. Don't waste energy wishing it away. Instead, ask what it's here to teach you. Ask how it can shape you. Ask what skills, what character, what perspective it can build. Because when the challenge is gone, those gains remain. That's the real reward. I've seen people run from challenge after challenge, always searching for the easy road. They never find it. And I've seen others face the same difficulties and rise to the occasion. Years later, the difference between the two is enormous. One is bitter and fragile, the other confident and resilient. One avoided challenges, the other embraced them. One decreased in value, the other increased. So the call today is simple. Embrace your challenges. Don't run. Don't complain. Don't shrink. Face them. Learn from them and grow through them. Every challenge you master adds to your value, both in the marketplace and in life. Life is not about avoiding storms. It's about becoming the person who can walk through them and come out stronger. That's the kind of person people respect, the kind people trust, the kind people reward. That's the kind of person you can become if you let your challenges do their work. So here's the final thought I want to share with you today. Your challenges are not obstacles to your success. They are the very ingredients of it. Welcome them, master them, let them shape you, because in the end, challenges add to your value.